Just
back.
Multiple hat hires.
Hey, man. Somebody gonna recognize one time. I said, I'm like Donald Glover without all the fame and clout.
Right.
It's like, I'm right. Like, I can do what he do, but he do it better.
Come on, look, this is America.
He had the right white people in his corner.
Mm-hmm.
I be having white people in my corner. It'd be all the wrong ones. Like how I got teamed up with the wrong Jews. I'm like, you a good one, but you ain't the right one. Anyways, Tony Baker, how you doing? I'm trying to get us canceled on top.
Oh, we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. We live.
We live around here, man.
Yeah.
Welcome, man, to another episode of Killin' It, man. I'm your boy, BT Kingsley.
London Brown.
Justin Hires.
And, man, look at what's going on here. Very special day. Been trying to get this brother on for a while. A dude that I like to call a friend of all of us, man, beloved by everybody. But let's talk about that talent. One of the best to ever do it, argue with your mama. Multiple platforms, one of the hardest working people I know in this business. Hilarious. You know him, you love him. Tony Baker's here.
Hey, Tony
Thank
Baker.
you, man.
Hey, we got Tony Baker here.
Good intro, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I always feel weird during intros. I don't be knowing what to do while it's happening. I be like, yeah.
Soak it up, man. It's all the truth.
Man, I hate it.
You've been doing a bunch of podcasts lately.
Yeah.
Are you tired of them? No, not yet.
Like,
Okay.
if I got the time, because I feel like I've been chilling a lot. Like, I haven't been ripping and running like I normally do. So I was like, let me come back outside and, do stuff. So I've been
Do
trying
stuff.
to do stuff, you know what I mean? Because I used to always be out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just hitting comedy clubs and stages and just going to shows I wasn't even booked on sometimes.
I always tell people, you the first comedian when I was in LA saying, yeah, I did 2 or 3 stages tonight. I was like, 2 or 3 stages?
Yeah.
Because before you, I feel like we would do 1 stage that night. It'd be like,
Yeah.
we did it. We achieved our dreams today.
Yes.
And now it's back to go watch basketball.
Yeah.
And you would be like, I went to this mic, I went to that mic. And I was like, I got to get my life together.
Yeah. But I fell off that tough because I used to do that all the time. And I used to count every stage. I used to count it. Because I always wanted to do more performances than there are days in the year. That was always my goal. And so I used to talk to Dean Del Rey because he was on that type of time.
He still counting.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, as long as I do that. So if I do 2 or 3 this night, maybe I can just not do one Thursday and then do 2 shows Friday, whatever.
So that's an interesting place to start because this question is layered in 2 ways. One, if you understand that it's true, and 2, the responsibility of it being true whether or not. Do you know that you are the standard? If you live in LA, you live in industry, you are hilarious, you are loved by most, anybody worth a damn. You have great relationships, you put the work in, so anytime you could be in this business and you could feel like, oh, I'm not this or I'm not there, I take myself out of it. I'd be like, well, dang, they should have gave Tony 3 movies by now. They should have gave Tony 4 shows by now, because you're past everywhere. Everybody knows, in my brain, everybody knows the talent. Do you know that you are that? And if you do you understand, is there a responsibility that comes with that?
No, for me, actually, it was just when I first started doing stand-up, it was just like, yo, let me try this as a way to get exposure for acting, right?
Right.
And then I did it that first time. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And so I just kept going. I kept going every day after that. And so, because I finally found something that I was good at and that I had more control over.
Right.
Because, in Hollywood, we got no control. We got zero control.
Right.
Even if you write your own stuff, somebody still has to pick it up, shop it, sell it. Festivals, you got to depend on so many other factors.
Right.
When dealing with acting. And so I was just like, I'm not interested in that. And so with stand-up, it was like I can craft my own material. I can get on my own stages, you know what I'm saying? Some rooms you got to work to get in, but overall you can go to open. Because I started at the high. You pay $5,
oh, wow.
You get the stage time. And so I pay $5, I'm going to be on stage. And so just kept working. And so for me, I was just trying to to get better at the craft, get funnier, get more comfortable on stage, find my voice, just doing all that. So that was always my focus. And in terms of like, dealing with other comedians, it was just genuine. Like I roll on genuine energy. And so I don't come with, you know how some people treat you better because you got accolades or you own some shit and they show you more. I've never been that type of person. It'd just be like, I don't really fuck with their energy. So I'm just, regardless of who they are. And so I would just build a community of just like good energy with other comedians. And so that element was just always organic. And the work ethic was just always organic because it was just like, I just want to hit the stages, get better, hit the stages, get better.
So let me rephrase that because you're talking about at the beginning and that's the truth. But at some point, let's go year before the pandemic. Yeah. You're past at all the major clubs. As far as LA goes, you tour and headline. I don't think there should be a question for anybody in the business on you are top tier talent, hilarious, and seem to be beloved by everybody because you just a genuine good dude. You're nice to everybody. You look out for people. You speak up for those. It's like everything's there. Do you feel like there is do you feel like there's a world where the dots don't connect? And do you feel like there's a reason why they may or may not?
I don't. That's out of my hands. Yeah. Like I can't sit here and try to, piece together why I'm not on this and why. Because then you end up bitter. Then you end up that bitter ass comedian. Oh, they ain't looking for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you go down that path and it's just like.
I said that to my mama yesterday. I said they ain't looking for real. I'm gonna be in the alley shooting a sketch tomorrow. But I'm listening. Yes,
because it's like you gonna end up bitter McGee if you go down that path of trying to piece together why I ain't on this, why they not looking out for me here, why. Then you gonna end up in that little vicious cycle of just like bitter and just like because I ain't doing that, and you pointing out everything that's out of your control. So I'm like I don't know. So I'm not gonna worry about it. What is in my control is what I do on the stage, what I can promote, what I can create myself. Other than that, it's just the chips fall where they may.
This is what I wanted to say about you. I feel like you almost becoming the Bernie Mac. Ironic because you're from Chicago. Yeah. When I see you popping in stuff, I feel like you be killing. Like even in the movie Gutter. Like you had that one little scene in one of them days. You had like 2 scenes, but when you in there, you be busting. This is when I realized how good of an actor you was. We did a pilot. People always leave me out of this story. Andrew Santino, I'm saying his name. Because I've heard him tell this story on other podcasts, and somehow Justin Hires always get left out of this. We did Tony Baker. I think I heard you on one too. You left me out. No, it's okay. I'm sure they cut me from the pilot. We did a pilot where we was at a restaurant and for CBS. Yeah. I was there, I done heard Andrew Santino say this on maybe 2 other podcasts. He was like, it was Tony Baker, Tiffany Haddish, Asif Ali, and then I'm like, hey man, I was there. I'm thinking that's how I was just trash, and they cut me out of the pilot. This is how when I realized how good you were as an actor, though. I remember sitting back because they had called me out. It was almost like it was a hidden camera, but it wasn't hidden camera, right? Like improv, like people.
It was like a hybrid of just like different show styles in one.
Yeah, and what was throwing me was I was like, do the customers at this restaurant know we're like prank? Do they know? So it didn't make sense to me. I was like, are we pranking them? Or are we playing this realistic? Yeah. So anyways, they was like, Justin, they tapped me out. I was like, huh? They was like, all right, try to get back. I was like, oh, all right. So I'm sitting in the back looking at the monitor. Tony goes in and you do one of your scenes. Kill. Yeah. You kill and Tiffany Haddish. I remember watching y'all. This like 2014 or something?
That was what, maybe even earlier than that.
They go in, kill, right? So I'm like, so that's how it's done. Okay. So you killed it. You killed the Tiffany Haddish. I remember that. But this is where it stung me in the heart. After we got the recording, the producers came up to Tony and was like, oh my God, you were amazing. You were so fucking hilarious. You are brilliant. They looked at me, they was like, thanks for coming, Justin. And I was like, no, it's okay, it's okay. Anyways, I said all of that to say, you are a phenomenal actor, bro.
Thank you, man.
And I know it's just a matter of time before, y'all already doing it, I feel like, with KevOnStage and like what y'all are already creating. Because I be feeling like you don't even have to necessarily get a TV show with a network. You could kind of create your own stuff nowadays. But
that's the move now, man. You just gotta do it yourself.
So here's my question. I said all of that, but here's my question. Right now, to get to that, right now, if you could choose between only being able to focus on social media or only being able to focus on TV, which one do you feel like is more valuable?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Hey, man, I know I talked a lot, but I had something to say.
Yeah. So if I only focus on social media or just focus on TV, what do you mean by just focusing?
Like, that's where you put all your time and energy. Like, which one do you feel like at this current, like, marketplace, like, do you feel like it's more valuable for your career?
Social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can go into any avenue from there without the restrictions. TV always gonna have the restrictions. The network ain't looking for this. They making budget cuts. We only doing 8 episodes this season. We may or may not get renewed. It's so much in the air with all the networks, even streaming platforms. You know, the Netflix shows be getting canceled left and right. It'd be like, man, they canceling this. You know, and so I feel like with social media, again, it's about the control thing. I could pivot anywhere I want to pivot via social media. I could promote my stand up. I can do original, content. I can just do whatever. I can do movie reviews. I can do food reviews. You can just do whatever you want.
Right.
And I always look at my social media page as like a TV network in itself. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get reruns. You gonna get new stuff.
Yep.
You gonna get themes. You gonna get all the networks we grew up watching. You gonna get Married with Children.
For sure.
You gonna get that show was like a knockoff of Married with Children, where crowd was hyped all the time. They had that hot girl in there. The crowd was lit.
I know which one you're talking about. She had big breasts.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot the name.
I forgot the name too, but they had that type of energy. And then you go into, or CBS, you go 60 Minutes and, you got Designing Women. You got, whatever comes on after Designing Women. Then you got 60 Minutes and then, you know what I'm saying? And so I always just look at my social media as a TV network.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to be on. And throw up them reruns, man.
I just started doing that.
Yes.
I just told somebody yesterday I be throwing up my old reaction videos.
Yes.
They hit again.
Yes.
And then you keep making money on Facebook or whatever platform from them.
And you got to remember, too, a lot of people wasn't there when you first posted.
Yep.
So this is the first time they seeing it. So, snap. So I always encourage, post them reruns.
Yep. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Do you go back and delete the original, or you leave it all up there? You just
everything on my phone, man. It's still sitting there.
Yeah.
I took down all my voiceovers, though.
Yeah, do you delete them from your page?
Huh?
Do you delete them from your page?
The voiceovers I do. Simply because they keep coming for me and taking them down.
Yeah, we got to talk voiceovers.
Yeah.
So that felt like a very high level pivot for you, not so much creatively, but like it felt like that's where a lot of the attention was.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember coming to you did raccoons, and I will stand on this. Geico stole it. I'm convinced that they were in the room. They saw it online. The amount of views that it had was outrageous. It was like 30 million, and this was like the second or third time I had saw it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I saw Geico had talking. I was like, y'all see everything. Like, this ain't y'all that was saying. So when did you know it was going crazy? And talk to us about the change after everybody was coming after you.
Oh, so the first one, it was the raccoon one where he was eating out the cat food dish and the cats was watching him. And so that was the first one that went crazy. And I was just like, because that video was old already before it went viral. I had recorded that way before that. It was 2 videos I did. It was a goat in Brazil just harassing these people. He knocked the lady over with the grocery bag. Dude was trying to save her. He chasing him around the tree. That was the first one I ever did. I was like, let me be this goat.
Right.
And then I did the raccoon joint shortly thereafter. And I just put them up on my YouTube page. My YouTube page didn't have no subscribers at that time. I was like, so I had this sitting there. And then I would just post it on my Instagram every now and then. It just did whatever, people was laughing. I remember Nick Carthan was always like, man, repost that raccoon video. He was always on me about that, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right. And so when one of the reposts caught fire for some reason, I remember Spice Adams reposted it, and some people you get the right people reposting, and then it just explodes.
Yeah.
And then the raccoon video just exploded, and I was just like, man, let me just keep doing these because there's a response. Because even before then, remember when Marlon Wayans was doing What the Funny?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I showed him those 2 voiceovers, and I was like, let me do content like this for your, for What the Funny. He was like, all right, take them down off YouTube. We're going to develop a segment for that. And that didn't fall through. So I was just like, all right. So I just reposted them on Instagram, and then boom. So I just kept doing them. I was just like, all right, voiceovers. Because it was easy. Because it wasn't voiceover videos like that weren't a thing at that time.
Yeah,
it was just something in me because we always had pets, so I was always like, what are you thinking about? What's the inner dialogue with the cats and the dogs and the parrots and the ferrets that we had? And so it was natural for me to do it. And so once that blew up, once the raccoon blew up, I was like, let me just keep doing these. And then I hit it with the same mindset I had with my stand up. I'm gonna just keep going. Once I see something works that I genuinely like doing, I'm gonna just keep doing it.
See, that's my problem.
Yeah.
I keep doing them butt cheeks, and I don't really want to do them.
Yeah, man. I tell you something, man. I know you speak on it, and you be like, it just be the butt cheeks. Stop doing it.
Okay.
Stop doing it, man.
But the cheeks be working.
The cheeks is always. But do you really want to explode from ass and titties?
Kind of.
Sound like a good way to explode.
It depends on who coming to the show.
Yeah.
No, I don't, man. And so I be throwing out other stuff, man. But I be telling people they don't. I show the numbers.
Yeah.
I show the numbers.
It's frustrating.
And so it's like it ain't for not trying. Mm-hmm. But I agree. You do want to be proud of the work that you're doing for what you get hit for.
Because I feel like with you could pivot to.
What you think?
You could pivot instead of ass and titties, because ass and titties is always gonna sell.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
But you could just respond to other types of videos, give your perspective at the end or during, or you know what I'm saying? Because comedians, we're all doing that now. We're all like, yo, man, like I posted a video last night. It's an elephant killing people in India, and I was like,
I saw that.
Yo, what the people do? Because elephants just don't wild out and kill people like that. There's an origin
the same
story.
thing.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it for a week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a week, no butt cheeks.
Yes.
All just different, because I'm telling you, I post other type of content.
Yeah.
Niggas don't hit the like button. Men and women, they don't hit the like button.
And they not gonna always do it. They're not gonna show up right away.
Okay.
You just gotta sit in it and stay doing it though.
Okay.
Because eventually something will pop.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you can speak to it a very specific way, because at some point you had to stop doing the voiceover. You enjoy.
Yeah.
I know you had.
Hold on. But he already had like 1 million followers when he stopped doing the voiceovers. You ain't just stopped doing the voiceovers at 100,000 followers.
No, because I was already, before I even did the voiceovers, I was already at like 90,000 on Instagram.
Okay.
From doing the sketches and the Travis Santiago's and all that.
Yeah.
And so it was slowly building, and then the voiceovers, it was a slow build, and then it just exploded on Instagram and Facebook. So when Facebook took my page down, they just took it. I was at 2 million plus, snatched it. And I was like, and I was trying to get it back. I even went to Facebook in the Bay Area. I went up there like, yo, man, but it was like, when you repost a video, they'd be like, copyright. And you get too many strikes, they just take your shit.
What up, y'all? Thank you for watching, man. Listen, we appreciate you, but I need you to go ahead and hit that little subscribe. Don't hit the little subscribe button. Thank you. That didn't take but so long. Look at you, harmless. Wow.
YouTube deleted my account.
Yeah, so it's like, yo, man. So they took the whole Facebook page, couldn't get it back, 2 million plus. I was just like, bruh. So it was like I was walking on eggshells on Instagram. And so I had to rebuild another Facebook page from scratch to get it back up to that. And so.
Wow.
Hold on. This is good.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Because I want anybody that's just starting out, what did you do to get that page back up?
I was doing voiceovers again.
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing I was doing before.
Back to the forbidden fruit.
I went back to the forbidden fruit, and it jumped back up to 2 million. Just like, people love these goddamn voiceovers.
People love my cheeks. Let me tell you something, man. I be having people. It's so funny because I talk to certain now Evans. He was like, "Hey man, when you find something that work, nigga, double down." I was like, "But it's cheeks, man. I'm smarter than this. I'm more clever than this. I got other things to offer." You're like, "Man, you better do them goddamn cheeks. I'm wilding out." I said, "God damn it." Anyways, I'm listening.
Yeah. So
Were you skeptical the second time you started to rebuild?
Hell yeah, because it was my brand manager. She was like, let's just make a new Tony Baker page. I was like, nah, man, because I was defeated. I was just like, yo, they took my whole shit. And so I was just like, all right, I guess. And she was just like, no, just make a new page. And I was like, nah, man, I ain't starting from scratch. I was like, fuck Facebook at that point. And so, but she was just persistent, and then we put the new page up, and we was just posting stuff again, and then, it just shot up again. So it was just like, to imagine if I never lost the 2 million, I'd be up at 4 million. You know what I'm saying? And so, so I know, there's value there with the voiceovers, but it's just, the copyright, they're gonna get you.
Well, why do you? My bad. This is a business question though. But why do you feel like they flag your voiceovers, but not just a regular reaction video? If you still basically reacting to content, because now they technically still could get you on the reaction, but Instagram has it in place now where if you do a remix or a sequence, you put yourself at the beginning or the end on the sequence tip, so you're responding to a video or whatever. So when you do that and repost it, the original poster is still the link. So if they do, so like now, if I do a voiceover, I sequence it or remix it. So now if they snatch it down, because I don't know where the original source is for that video. Right.
Like I did a voiceover a few months ago. This goat was chasing this black girl down. I did that voiceover in my backyard. It took me 2 minutes to do. That shit got up to 90 million views, and I was just like,
wow.
People in the comment section were like, see the voiceover. Like, I know the voiceovers work. right. Do y'all not hear what I've been telling y'all? I don't want them to take my page. So but I did a remix on that one. So when I posted it
survived.
When they snatch it down, I don't get dinged.
Oh, goes back to the source.
Yeah, so they snatched that video down. But it was already up at like 96 million. They snatched it down. And I was like, so they didn't come for me. And so the remix and the sequence is the key because it's not you posting it from your page originally.
Yeah, and they're so, the community guidelines. They're not crystal clear on what you can and can't do. So you don't even want to test it. The waters. Hence back to my initial question. If I worked at who's the National Geographic?
Yeah.
It just makes sense to me to call Tony Baker and have the dude that is like at this point in time, I'm not in the world where I don't think y'all see everything.
Yeah.
You see everything. You can see by the people that are watching your page. You can see by the people that follow you that are way more famous than the random dude that the Rock is a little more famous than the guy that works at the head of development for these places. So it's like, just call Tony Baker and give him a voiceover show. It's like it's right there. So it's like that's why I just like.
For some reason, it's just not.
They dumbasses, bro.
Because I have been working on stuff where I'm trying to get voiceover shows done, but it always falls through the crack every time. It's like, yo, this is an easy show to make, easy to produce. Easy. It's cheap. It's just me doing voiceovers. If you want to jazz it up and give it an extra, we can just put a little razzle dazzle on there. But
it's America's Funniest Video. It's ridiculous. Right. It's just what you with voiceovers.
All it is. I'm like, it's easy money, yo.
Yeah.
But they always be like, we going in a different direction. All right. And people constantly be like, man, I watch your videos. At the end of the day, we just put it on and just watch.
You thought about taking something like that to Tubi now? Or?
Yeah, I thought about all that, and so it's gonna end up coming to a point where it's just gonna be like, I'm gonna just do it myself and I'm gonna just have to pay the money to get the rights to the clips.
Right.
So with all of this, sometimes I just like to help us to all figure out, where does Tony come from? We know Chicago, but what's the family stuff? Because right now, again, we see a lot of the guests we have on here already numbers, films and commercials.
Hey,
is his word.
Commercial.
Commercial king.
Commercial McGee over here.
Where do you come from, Tony? Where's that like, man? Growing up in Chicago, what's that like, man?
So I was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, but my mom went right back to Chicago, and I was still fresh, so I got no real recollection of Michigan like that. And so I was just raised. We was raised in Chicago, South Side. We lived all throughout the South Side, pretty much. Growing up, I'm the youngest of 3 boys. My parents were divorced, so we would go to my dad's house on the weekends. And so at the time, you realize later, my family's funny. You don't realize it while you're in it. It's just family. You know what I'm saying? And then when you step outside of your family, you're like, man, you hilarious, man. This, that, and the third. And then when you hang with your family again, it's like, oh, that's where I get it from. And so, because even when I was younger, I wasn't trying to be funny.
Right.
It was just a natural thing. Like, when I was trying to be funny, it was my older brothers I was trying to impress. And they was like, man, just beat it, kid. You know what I'm saying? They was giving me that energy. All right, man, watch out, man. Get your little brother out of here, man. So I always felt like I was taking L's. And so, but I be at school, they cracking up. I'm like, yeah, man, watch out, man. My brothers ain't laughing. And so, and then when you start liking girls, you didn't want to be funny when you were a kid because you didn't know funny was the key when you're that age.
That's the key.
Middle school, that's all I had.
Yeah.
You 5'6", I was 4'11" in fucking 8th grade or something.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. It was a tough time. Come here, Keisha, I love you.
Yeah.
But we're listening.
Yeah, so, I didn't want to be funny to the girls, man. I wanted to be all sexy and cool, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing the funny would lead, it has more longevity. And so...
To them draws, in case anybody needs to catch up with what we're talking about.
To the panties, if you will.
When did you realize that then?
That I was funny?
No, that was the longevity. When did you know, like, oh, I got something
College.
Here. Okay.
College is when it finally clicked, like, oh, okay. Even though I was funny all throughout high school, I was like, I ain't trying to be funny, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be sexy. And then in college, I was just like... Yo, funny is where it's at.
She's like, ha, ha, ha.
Wait, you do any sports?
I played football for 1 year in high school, and then that was it. I was like, man, this ain't for me. And I tapped out. Yeah, I was a tackle. And I was just like, all right, I'm good on this. Because I wasn't in it. Like, my heart wasn't in it. Like I told y'all, when I feel something, I'll be like, and I never felt that with football. So I was just like, no.
That's interesting. You just did it, and I be forgetting you have this because I know it worked for voiceovers, and I know it works for you in general. You have your own voice, and like, okay, comedians are looking for their voice. It's like, no. Put that to the side. You have there is a Tony Baker vernacular. Yeah. I was like, I remember your frustration. You going online one time because comedians kept coming up to you doing you.
Yeah.
And it was comedians come up to Tony and be like, hey, Tony Baker. Like, we out here. Haberdashery. It's like, bro.
Can we just have a regular conversation? You can do me on stage, pause. You can do me on stage.
Yeah.
But just we having a regular conversation.
Right.
Because now I feel like you just getting mocked. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, man, watch out, man.
Yeah. So how much I feel like that helped influence voiceovers.
Yeah.
Because cram and all the things that the animals are saying. Not to mention you also love animals.
Yeah.
So it's like you're seeing a very specific perspective. How does that influence your writing?
For me, like, everything I write about and joke about, it has to come from an organic place for me. Even with the voiceovers, I'm genuinely interested in animals. So it was easy for me. So it wasn't like I was trying to, how can I just find something that's it was never that. It was just like, yo, man, what that goat thinking? So that was the initial, what's that raccoon saying to these cats?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so how I move creatively, it has to be organically interesting and funny to me, or else I'm just be forcing.
Your material's like that too.
Yeah, so that's how I've always worked comedically. It's like it has to be organic to me. That's why you don't see me doing a lot of political jokes, because when I watch politics, shit ain't funny to me.
Right.
It's some funny things, but I just be pissed.
Right.
So I move like that with everything. Comedically, it has to be an organic interest and something there. Even with sad stuff, I can still find organic stuff to be. Man, that's funny at that funeral, man. Such and which bomb.
Yeah.
When the pastors be bombing at funerals, I'll be like, man, come on, man. And so,
the Lord wasn't with me on that one.
Yeah,
y'all don't hear me.
Bombing.
Y'all don't hear me is give it up for the ladies for a pastor.
But y'all don't hear. Y'all don't want to get real in
That's
this.
hilarious.
Every time.
Yeah.
Well, they can lean on the choir.
Right.
But so what was the question?
I've heard you do 6 or 7 minute bits about cats and or bees and or animals in general. So it's like when somebody else if you're trying to do these animals, you got to understand comedically that's also who you are as a person.
Yeah.
So it's like your natural voice. I'm just trying to see how it connects to you coming up with random ass words that people are not using, and loving animals and how that's influencing your comedic voice. But I think you answered it.
Yeah, because it's like I'm interested in the natural world and like science, astronomy, animals, and so like when you see my voiceovers, you see me doing babies. Arguments, fights. I was doing the commentary characters of Chris Wagner and Buddy Tubbs narrating people fighting in the street.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is interesting to me. Like, because and another thing I don't like getting stuck in one category. So people say animal voiceovers, like, nah, it's voiceovers of everything. I'll do whatever. I can be ice. People slipping and falling on the ice. I'll be the ice as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, I got your ass
funny.
now. So, but it all comes from an organic place of just like genuine interest, and that goes into like products, cereals, brands, brown Listerine. You know what I'm saying? And but it has to come from an organic interest.
This is something that I always commend you, Keon, Chaz. Y'all built, and other people in that group too. Y'all built a community out here in LA. And I always like commend y'all for doing that, because I always tell the story how I had my homeboys in Florida.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see the value in like building a community. You know what I'm saying? Like I was cool with everybody, but I was like, I go kick with my day ones when I get back to Florida or whatever.
Right.
What do you feel like? I want you to speak on the importance of having relationships out here, like building a community.
Yeah.
And then also, who do you feel like has been your most rewarding or valuable relationship that you've built on your journey?
It's a tremendous value when you look at like, because I also studied like Hollywood and how things were working and who was working with who, how things were moving. And since I'm a movie nerd, I always notice like, yo man, the directors be using the same actors in their movies. John Hughes is always getting Molly Ringwald or like, what I'm saying, John Candy, and I would just see that early on, like, just piecing it together. As my movie knowledge grew in terms of like, who's directing this, who's writing this, the same people keep popping up. I'm like, oh, and then you see it more so, Denzel's always working with Tony Scott. And, Leonardo and DiCaprio, Leonardo and Scorsese, De Niro and Scorsese. And then you get to the funny stuff. You get Judd Apatow working with the same people all the time, and it's just like they got a community going. Adam Sandler always casting the same dudes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got a community. Robert Townsend always casting the same people, partners in crime. Hollywood Shuffle, you would see Damon Wayans, you would see Roy Fagan, and then you see Roy Fagan in the 5 Heartbeats. I'm like, they got like cliques going. They got like communities going. And so I always saw that, and I was just like, okay, noted. And so you can't really be a lone wolf out here. You can, but you can also miss out on a lot because people got to remember this too. You got to take your ego out of it because we're always the main character in our life story.
Right.
But you got to consider everybody has their own life story, and if you out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
If you're not around, people gonna forget. Like, what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, even when I book shows, I be sitting there chilling. Like, hey man, you want to do my show just because you in my face? I know you're funny. It was just, you just get overwhelmed with life, rosters, and then you be like, yo, hey man, what you doing? Such and which. And so when you have a community of people that you always rock with, you're always in mind. Like, if it's real, like, I don't like doing the fake, cool.
Right.
I've always been a terrible networker. Like, this is the producer of such and which. I'll be like, if the vibe ain't vibing, I'll be like, all right, man, nice meeting you.
Man, I'm the same.
Then I move over to, I'm trash at forced networking. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
If we can't vibe, I'm just not going to force it.
That's why, not to cut you off, but that's why I always mention this. This guy is king social, man. He knows how to. Has that. That's a real thing, man. To know that and just break past the stuff.
Fantastic.
But I know BT. He book everybody for the show.
I can't do it. I'm off to the side. I be like, man.
I don't want to bother nobody. I don't want to interrupt your space. I don't want. You know what I'm saying?
I could do it with comics, but when it comes to industry, people that are out of our circle, it get real foggy for me.
I feel that.
It's like,
See, I'm loud, but I'm really a homebody introvert. So like that I do all of that shit, but when I'm at a party or something, nigga, I be off in the corner by myself, not saying. I was at one of Tahir parties,
right?
And I think it was Tahir party. It was somewhere, I don't know, but I was just off in the corner. It was like, good. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I did, you know. So what do you feel like has been your most rewarding relationship?
Rewarding
or valuable?
My relationship with KevOnStage has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in terms of just like reward. When you got Chaz, DC, Keenan, Keon, Brandon Lewis, KevOnStage, those relationships right there have been the most rewarding. You know, career wise, you know, me and KevOnStage work together a lot, and so he has opened the door for me for a lot of opportunities. All that Spectrum stuff.
Yeah.
That's you know, Kev. He already had a relationship with Spectrum, and then they brought me into that. And so Kev was always looking out, and you know, he's a go getter too. And like, you know, he's better at. I'm more of the artist to where it's just like, all right, I just want to do the show, the work. Kev will put an idea out there and then just go through with the idea and see it through.
Yeah.
And he's always bringing me with him. And so I would say, you know, KevOnStage has been the most beneficial in terms of like career for sure.
Yeah.
And then my other guys have been beneficial just as people, as comrades in comedy, all that.
And that's a clip.
Yeah.
That night. You all right? You set up the line.
I set up the line. I knew you were gonna say Kev. I was like, what's been
for
rewarding?
Sure.
KevOnStage and got it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yo, how does your family feel? Speaking of relationship, how do your family feel about seeing your success? Or do they see it as that, or they just still feel like you're out in LA doing something?
Man, they so proud, man. My mom loves it, man. She's on everything I'm doing. Yeah, there's so many comedians that come up to me, but man, your mom, man, in my comment section, man, she be uplifting me, man. And so she's very active on what I'm doing. Like, she watching all the podcasts, she be watching me stream, she be watching all the clips. Even when I'm over there, she got me on the screen because she was already watching. So. Super supportive, and like she just seeing her child just exist in the world, so she's gonna support. And my brothers, you know, super proud. Even the sister that I newly discovered, they're super proud. You know what I'm saying? And so from a family aspect, man, they love it. Super supportive. They be like, yo, man, you know, and they're not annoying about it. They're not, you know, up my ass asking for stuff. And so it's just a beautiful feeling to know that, you know, the family is like super supportive of what I'm doing.
I want to ask about you. We mentioned them a few times. We had mentioned it outside. I had to talk about this. What would you like to see happen with all the amazing characters? Because voiceover is one thing, but I think Detective Coleslaw, Travis Santiago, Tubbs. It's like there's a lot of. In your perfect world, what does their world look like for you, or what would you like to take when you want to do it? Would it be a movie? Would it be a series? Are you kind of done with them? You know, where are you with all the different characters that you do?
I would kind of like to do a movie because I've always loved movies more than anything else. Even though there are great series out here, and I feel like those characters would be great for a series because I always envision Detective Coleslaw. Detective Coleslaw is a combination of Nick Nolte in 48 Hours and Bruce Willis in The Last Boy Scout. That's the look I made for him because he wears a blazer, like a vacation style button-up shirt. So the blazer is Nick Nolte in 48 Hours.
Right.
The boots is Nick Nolte in 48 Hours. The shirt is Bruce Willis in The Last Boy Scout. Right. Kind of down on his luck. Yeah, just dry. He don't give a fuck no more, man. My wife cheated on me, man. I'm just a loser.
Right.
And you got Nick Nolte, just this hot boiled, you know, convict, you know. So Detective Coleslaw is a combination of those two, and so I envision that type of energy throughout. He's a good detective, but he's a drunk. and you know what I'm saying. But he gets the job done. Travis Santiago is always that villain that's just talking too much, like the villains do in the movies. Instead of just killing the hero, they tie you up. They got you tied up. The axe is right above you. Like, yeah, man. Little did you know, I hacked into the mainframe, code 6162. But you'll never know that because you're gonna be dead. And so they leave them in the room by themselves to get out of that trap.
Right.
Instead, they always reveal the plans to the hero. That was my plan all along. You see, and then they turn around, and then the hero escapes. So a world where those two just are always at odds.
If you do the movie, you gotta. It'll be funny to have him in a therapist's office.
Yeah.
But that's the time he chooses to not talk.
Right.
Like, he's quiet. Right. He's quiet now. It's like, open up. He's like,
Nah.
no.
So why are you doing this? No.
But why water supply?
This isn't the
You
time.
wouldn't understand. But once I get the hero tied up, I was like, oh, that was my plan all along. You see, I was going, and then he looks out the window dramatically. And then, you know, characters like Buddy Tubbs and Chris Wagner, they're just like, you know, commentators on stuff. Like, you know, Buddy Tubbs, the no-nonsense guy, like, oh, you goddamn right, Chris.
Yeah.
And you know this, that, and the third. And Chris Wagner's that, you know, hey, everybody, this is Chris Wagner, sounding like that, you know, commentator, news anchor voice. And they can be incorporated into that same universe just on the TV screen as the cop and the villain go at it.
Cartoon?
Animated is fine. One of my dreams is to be a regular on an animated show.
You auditioned for Lil Kev?
No.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And that's
I
what
never
I'm
did.
talking
That's
about.
crazy to me.
Never did.
Because I'm be honest, bro. I'm on Lil Kev.
Yeah.
We just did season 2.
Uh,
I've hit you. I don't know if you remember, but there's times where I will send.
You send me
Yeah, I send Tony stuff
Yeah.
sometimes. Like I'll get like a voiceover audition. I'm like, man, have your agent, because I'm like. Sometimes I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this and not Tony doing this?
Yeah.
That's an honest thought that I've had. So even when I've done Lil Kev, I'm like, why isn't Tony on this show?
Yeah.
So it's good that you don't get bitter about that, because I would
it's
throw a
out of my
computer out the
hands.
window. You motherfuckers.
it's out of my hands.
But you see what I'm talking about with that first. What's that? It's like if I take myself out of it and I look at my other talented friends, then I be trying to figure out, you know what I mean, the other parts of what's going on. But you work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You do a lot of different stuff. I want to talk to you about movie reviews for something very specific.
Yeah.
You have a wealth of knowledge about movies and numbers in general for, that people just don't have. Y'all know you do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you randomly just be like, I be sick of people. I was like, hey, go ask Tony how much Ghostbusters was.
Oh, you mean how much money it made? Yeah.
Just off the top of his head though, it's like
Friday, go.
27 million.
Okay.
Ghostbusters won.
Ghostbusters won 230 something million domestically.
Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch, the original or the remake?
Original and the remake, Tony.
Damn.
Yeah.
The original did like 150 something domestically.
We will be fact checking these facts.
He gonna be right in the range.
I'll be in there. It's not gonna be the exact number,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be in the ballpark.
Yeah,
It did like
you're good at
130 something to 50 something, and then the new one did over 400 domestically.
And for albums and stuff too. And you just have this information. So when you are on stage and you're freestyling, and I see you going back and forth with white people, tell me your favorite black movie.
Yeah.
And it's like you will remember directors.
Right.
How does that influence what you're doing as far as monetizing your loves? So when you're doing movie reviews or you're doing you had a show where you would go through and break down the numbers.
Yeah.
How does that help? Obviously it helps. How does it inform that world for you or make your voice different in that world?
I don't know. Like I don't know how my voice would be different than what other people are doing, because I'm sure there's a wealth of movie reviewers out there. But
shout out to Clayton Thomas, man.
CT got the beautiful podcast going where they be breaking down the movies and stuff.
Yeah, man.
And for me, like, when I do my movie reviews, I'm still trying to find the sweet spot on what people really respond to. Because, like, when I look at the numbers on YouTube, certain movies do way bigger numbers than others. Like, if I review The Bike Riders, it might be like 10K. And nobody ever heard of that movie. They're just like,
yeah.
If I do like a Tyler Perry movie or like a breakdown or a Marvel movie or something like that, the views are way higher. Like when I did, I think the most watched movie review this year was oh damn it was Sinners.
Gotcha.
Sinners went crazy.
Yeah.
And so, because for one, most of my audience is black, so it's a black film, so they want to know, you know what I'm saying? And so when I do a spoiler review of a Tyler Perry joint, and I'll be breaking it down and giving it my reel, those be going crazy, you know what I'm saying?
You heard it here first. Tony Baker doesn't like white people.
Because I be watching mad white movies. But it's the audience. The audience is like, yo, I want to see you break down, you know.
I just wanted to give your fans something to be mad at me about in the comments. Like, I wish you would shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I be watching big white stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And so
there's no romantic comedies.
I'm picky with the romantic comedy. I'm just picky with it. If it's done correctly, I love it. Coming to America is one of the best movies ever made. That's a romantic comedy.
That's my favorite.
There's something about Mary, romantic comedy.
That's my number 2.
Yeah, it just depends on how they package it. If it's just regular romantic comedy.
I did want to ask you this though, because I know we touched on Kev on stage, but I did want to know, how did that relationship start, and then what went behind the decision to do the Ball Brothers tour?
So I met Kev he was doing sets at Nate Jackson's show in Tacoma when he was doing his Super Funny Comedy show in Tacoma. So I saw him there because Nate brought me out to headline, and Kev went up early, and I was just like, yo, man, I like this guy. You know what I'm saying? He was he had his glasses on at that time. He had 2 boys, so I was just like, yo, man, we the same. You know? But we wasn't doing the same jokes, but it was like, yo, man, we the same. So it was just like an instant coolness there.
Yeah.
And so when he came out here working with All Def Digital, he brought me in to do the Spoken Reason sketch. And it was based on my joke about me not liking clowns.
Yeah.
And so he brought me in, got me a little writing credit and, you know, the acting credit too. And so he just kept bringing me in for stuff. And he was like, we should do like a show with Tony Baker where you talk about sports. And then I started doing 2-minute drill and stuff. So I just kept coming back to All Def. So he brought me in there. So, you know, I see him more often now. And then, you know, that relationship just built from that. And then we did Real Comedians Social Media Tour.
Oh, yeah.
From that. And so it was me, him, and Tahir. We did that twice, ran that back. And then, so we just kept working. And then the Ball, we just had a great comedic chemistry. And so then we was like, yo, man, we should do like a podcast or like something. And then the podcast idea started, and then we might be able to take this on stage, and then boom, we on stage. And so it's just
crazy.
Kept snowballing into something else.
When did you see, at what point in time did you see ticket sales change?
Yeah.
After the pandemic, they slowly started building before the pandemic, but after the pandemic is when, and you mean me solo, right?
Yeah. When you headline the clubs, because headline the clubs is his own.
So initially they were bringing me out, having me headline Funny Bones and Improvs, and I wasn't getting a door deal. It was just a flat rate, you know what I'm saying? So it was what it was, and you know, the turnouts was whatever. And then they slowly started building, and then I was like, okay, all right. And so after the pandemic, though, that's when they really took off, because I was going hard during the pandemic in terms of content. I was doing voiceovers. I was doing TikTok videos. I was Tony Baker on the products. Tony, you know what I'm saying? I was just doing stuff. And then, you know, my following was just growing. It was growing every day, because people at home, they just looking on their phones. And so it was just like a swell. It was just like, you know, people coming through.
Hold on real quick. How many followers, though? Do you remember how many followers you had on your platforms when the ticket sales started?
I can't remember.
Damn.
I can't remember where I was at post-pandemic and then pre-pandemic. I can't remember what numbers I was at, because I know I got my Facebook snatched before the pandemic.
So you was already at 2 million before the pandemic.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook. Facebook followers grew faster than Instagram.
Yeah, that's how mine is.
They was blowing the hell up over there. And I wasn't even paying attention to Facebook like that. I was like, I can't focus on too many apps at once.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I never got into TikTok fully, because it's just like, man, Instagram, man, I can't do both. And so I would just simultaneously post to Facebook.
Right.
So I really wasn't looking over there. It was just like, all right, I'm posting it here. And then I would go to the Facebook. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, and so
My Facebook.
even with the new page,
Yeah.
Mine's popping. I'm almost at 400,000
Bro,
on
I'm at like
Facebook.
5,000 and been on that for years.
And
I,
it just be-
videos be doing great over here, and they just I don't know.
I be laser focused on Instagram, and so even on the new page and the rebuild, it was the same thing. I was just simultaneously posting. And I
More
looked
than
again.
TikTok?
TikTok, I'll be like, let me go over here. Like when I was focused on TikTok for a little bit, my followers grew fast, and so, but I was just like, man, I don't feel like doing multiple platforms. And so it's really just me being stubborn, you know what I'm saying? Because I did see the growth in TikTok fast, but then I bailed out on it, you know? And even now, like, let me post this over here. And then, you know, but Instagram was always the focus.
You never thought about hiring like a social media
I
person?
be thinking about it now. Be like, I don't want you all up in my account.
Come on, man. Maybe a tourist thing? I don't know, man.
It is.
Like, man, I want you in my business, man.
It is.
I get to know about that stuff, but people say, man, you ought to get. I'm too private for that kind of stuff.
Man.
You
Not
can
the
restrict
But
them.
hold on, you got to do the account that you know you don't be doing foolishness. So if you know Instagram is your primary, just give them the information for TikTok.
I could do that.
You see
I
what
don't
I'm
be
saying?
doing nothing on TikTok.
Yeah, you
That
see what I'm
might be-
saying?
Okay,
I could
that's
do
a pretty
that.
good reason right there. All right.
I could do that for sure.
Yeah, because and I'm only saying that because I'm looking at Takara, and she got 1 million whatever on TikTok.
Oh, wow,
And she's
okay.
destroying. She's destroying,
Yeah.
selling
With
out
your stand-up clips?
stand-up clips.
that's beautiful,
So I'm
yeah.
thinking if you posting your stand-up clips
Yeah.
on it, but I mean you already doing well.
I'll be trying to post the stand-up clips, then I'll just be like, man, watch out. I'll just be forgetting.
yeah,
Because I'm at like 600 and something thousand on TikTok.
That's
just
great.
Just sitting there. And I just forget to go over there.
yeah. That's what I would say. Have somebody do it for you. Just
Yeah.
give them only that TikTok information.
Do you who are the people that you saw that started following you that you were like, oh my God, everybody can see exactly what I'm doing?
And then which one of them have not put you in nothing yet?
Wait, what's the question?
Who was some of the people, that started following you was like, oh my goodness, so and so just is following me.
Like celebrities that follow you.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that happens all the time. The Rock, Jason Momoa, Gwyneth Paltrow, Reese Witherspoon.
Wow. Oh, I love Reese. I love her.
You got some hitters over there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Some real-
you be
some-
like,
You got real A-listers.
what is you doing here, Dave Bautista?
Wow.
I think it was some rappers too. I think.
Rappers. Freddie Gibbs just followed me the other day.
Wow.
It's mad rappers on there. Killer Mike, T.I., Common, Black Thought, and Questlove. You know, Big Boy was following me for a long time.
He unfollowed?
He unfollowed and then followed again. He was like,
okay.
I don't know what happened, man, but yeah. So he there. Yeah, the list goes on. I just be like, what?
What do you feel your audience? What type of content do you feel they don't necessarily gravitate to? Is there a certain type of? Because I know, for example, sometimes people they just don't want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What do you feel that? What do you feel like you put this out? You say, "Yo, this is what I like," but the audience is like, and so you pull back from. Was there any topic or subject that didn't really go well with your numbers?
Well, a lot of times when I be posting my little verbal cardio clips, they just be doing whatever. They just be like, all right, man, watch out. Unless I talk about, I notice there's a spike in viewers on my podcast clips if I'm talking about my relationships. If I talk about my romantic relationships, the numbers be high. I'll be like, you nosy motherfucker.
Yeah.
All these other clips be doing minuscule stuff, and here they come with this. And so I just be like, damn, man. And so I know they be nosy. And then stuff like that, like my movie review clips, they just be doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the movie. So those are just like, passion plays. It's just like, well, I'm gonna just keep putting it out. Regardless.
Yeah, but you will say though, you don't hold your tongue about nothing for nobody.
No.
Like if it's ever I don't care who it is. If the energy weird, Tony Baker be the first. No, man, you be acting weird, bro. Like, goddamn, Tony, you was over there.
Yeah, man.
But it's because I rolled my eyes on one of your posts the other day. What did you say? You was checking everybody about something, and I didn't like it. J. Cole. It was you said he was like, y'all just let the J. Cole album come out and don't bring up Kendrick. I'm like, no, man, I feel away.
What, J. Cole got a new album?
He got a new album coming out. He got a new album coming out February.
Wait, so what was your angle on it and versus yours?
Because every time you mention J. Cole, you got to bring up Kendrick now, and I hate that. Just let this project sit on its own merit, and then you can do it later on. But like, especially for cats that didn't even battle, they never battled. So why we keep bringing up Kendrick? I can see like with the Drake and the Kendrick situation, they went at it.
But did you hear what Fat Joe said?
I heard what he said.
You didn't agree with him?
I don't agree. I can see where Fat Joe is coming from.
I can see where he's coming from.
But
too.
every rapper talks that shit.
Yes.
There's never been a rapper since the beginning of time that said, I am the 137th best rapper in my project building.
Correct.
They always say, I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I'm the dopest. Even when we know they're not.
Well, he go have to pride himself on being wise, J. Cole. I feel like that's the only way he could beat it. Like, I was wise enough to not stay in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he has to kind of be like, I'm better than the rest because I didn't get involved in it.
He addressed it on that Snow on the Bluff or whatever, something on the Bluff.
Yeah, he addressed
it.
He's poked at it a couple of times.
Yeah.
And we all love Cole. Cole is amazing. Cole is one of the best to ever do it. That's not up for question. What happens is as hip hop.
See, here we go. You're gonna diminish that with this butt is coming.
No, it's not a diminish. It's just like a. I'm not trying to not listen. Is when he starts telling me he's the best and don't nobody want it with him and I'm a murderer. I'm like, but you went back in the house. It's just sitting there. It's like, you're right. No rapper has ever came out and said they was the 137th best rapper. Also, no rapper has ever did that. It's like nobody, because he didn't do anything wrong. You addressed it. This is the third or fourth time Kendrick came outside and decided to start pushing people in the bushes. Yeah. And you didn't do nothing but get up in the bush and be like, dang, bro, stop pushing me, man. Watch out. This is all he did was watch out.
Yeah.
I don't think he did
and
that.
Then
he just removed himself.
Yeah, well, no. Initially, the diss is watch out, man.
Right.
It's like it wasn't even he
didn't go in. On
he wasn't vicious.
He was just like, hey now.
He's like, hey now, watch out, and then apologize.
People don't give him credit for the hey now.
I do.
People don't give J. Cole credit for the hey now because it's like, yo, he responded. He was like, hey man, but then he was like, and then when you hear about the behind the scenes of Schoolboy Q saying, hey man, this is personal. Drake and Kendrick, they've been trying to do it. So J. Cole was like, oh, all right. And then he backed out. And so
okay.
It's not a typical battle of just like.
Say that again.
Schoolboy Q talked to J. Cole and was like, hey, man, this is personal with Drake and Kendrick. You might just want to, this ain't about you.
See, I ain't know that part.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. And even when they do hear that, they be like, nah, man, because we bloodthirsty for the beef and the drama.
Right.
That's all it is. Like, we want the beef.
I liked that 7-minute drill because it sounded like the Cole that we all know and love. Bro, I don't really want to do this, but don't really play with me. Come on, man. You know how I get down. And it was like a passive.
He didn't want
to do it. And I was totally okay with that. I was like, that's a Cole. If he never did nothing else, I was totally okay with that.
He didn't want to do it. He genuinely doesn't have beef with Kendrick. He respects him, and so it's like a forced beef now.
It's like when somebody push you into a fight, like you and your friend, you're like, I really don't want to fight him.
It's hard to fight somebody that you genuinely like.
For sure.
But if they hit you first, I'm with you.
A light tap. All Kendrick said was, ain't no big three, it's just big me.
Yeah, Kendrick.
In terms of Cole.
That's one.
Right.
In terms of Cole.
Control.
That wasn't even a diss.
All right.
I never took Control as a diss.
Shout out to Control.
This is a Tony.
That was Control. That was Kendrick. Watch out. That was Kendrick. Like
I'm coming for all you niggas, but the ones that I named are the people I hold in high regard.
What about all the subliminals?
See, we're not doing. I'm not doing the subliminal game. I lean towards say it with your chest type beefs.
Okay,
that's what I like.
What about don't bring no coughing out of your mouth?
Huh?
No, I'm too paranoid for a threat because that's for cold too. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about something else.
Wait, who said that?
That's Kendrick talking to Cole again. This ain't the first time he said something.
This is what I wanted to ask you. Celebrities. You mentioned celebrities.
Yes.
Cole, we love you.
Have you?
We'd love to have you on the show, Killin.
That's right. We would love to
You got a
have you
space
on,
for your
Cole.
bike and everything.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you can ride your bike from Carolina to L.A. Have you ever had any weird interactions with any? You don't got to say their names, but have you ever had like an embarrassing or like a weird interaction with a celebrity?
Oh, I can't even think of anything weird.
What am I even disappointed? Not to cut you off, but there's a couple actors. I don't even want to say the names, but
say the names,
I'm a fan of these guys, and there's a part of me that's just like, man, you know the whole thing where you like, I don't feel like being disappointed with. I don't want the interaction to be. I'm like, yo, how you doing? Not today. I'm like, okay, you got to accept that. But have you had any disappointing interactions?
Shit, I had with Tyrese.
Oh, for real?
That was spot on.
Hey, we filming MacGyver at the studio. For whatever reason, Tyrese was coming to the studio where we filmed MacGyver in Atlanta because he was thinking about purchasing the studio. Now, the day before, in his defense, the day before, it was one of like a black person had got shot by a police officer, right? I forgot who it was, but that happened the day before.
Yeah.
But not this the next day, and Tyrese is here. And I'm seeing Tyrese, and I said something, and Tyrese laughed at what I said. He was like, "Hey, man, you pretty funny." I was like, "Thanks, man."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Well, shit, should I go for the photo? Should I go for the photo?"
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? He think I'm funny. So I go up to him, I was like, "Hey, man, you mind if we snap a photo?" He said, "Today's not the day for photos." And I was like, "Oh." He kind of like he was like, "Today's not the day for photos." And I was like, "All right, nigga. We got niggas dying out here in the streets." I'm like, "All right, nigga."
He said that?
Yeah, he said that.
Okay.
Now here go the other Tyrese. Hold on, I got two of them. Here go the other Tyrese one. Me and Affion going to like an Oscar party. And I remember there was like Jay-Z and Beyonce just left out of here. We're like, oh shit, Jay-Z. I almost got to see Beyonce, right? So Tyrese say what's up to Affion. We outside. Tyrese say what's up. So we thinking we good at the door. We just gonna walk in with Tyrese. Tyrese goes in and kind of look at us.
Oh.
Hey, why you doing his look?
No.
Nigga left us at the door. And we're like, oh, okay. And so then we had to wait. We eventually got in. It's Affion. We got in.
Yeah.
But he definitely left our black ass at the door.
Damn.
Does he know Affion?
You know him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they was taught. They chopped it up and
Oh,
stuff.
snap.
That's what I was like. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Tyrese. After you shit on somebody, you gotta be like, hey, shout out to him, though.
Hey, Tyrese, we'd love to have you on the show,
We'd
man.
love to have you on the show.
Do an episode with J. Cole,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. So
J. Cole. I met J. Cole at Inside Jokes years ago.
Wow.
Really? Remember Inside Jokes?
Yeah.
He was there, and I talked to him for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
He was super cool. Yeah.
He seemed like
He was super cool,
one of the
dog.
best
And I was
of
just like, man, I'm glad you ain't whack, man. I'm a fan, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just
me too.
solidified it. I was like,
I'm gonna listen to the album, bro. I'm gonna listen to that bitch.
why wouldn't you listen to the
I'm
album
gonna listen to
anyway?
the album.
Yeah,
on
I gotta
repeat.
listen to the album.
Every rapper alive, we know they bars been trash. They be like, I'm the best to ever do it. Like, no, you ain't, but God bless. Every rapper talks that shit. It was just J. Cole wasn't feeling this battle, and it wasn't his.
What about road stories? You got any wild road stories? Anything crazy ever happened?
Man, I'm trash on the stories, man. Cause I ain't got no real. The only little dust up I had with a celebrity, it wasn't even a major dust up. Was when Teddy Riley got mad at me when during the verses when he had the bad internet connection, and I was just talking about the internet connection.
I remember that.
And he went on. He like, man, you broke. I was like, damn, Teddy Riley, man. So I was trying to make it, man. My carpet dirty.
Man.
So he was pissed though, but he apologized. But it was just like, dang, man. I was just talking about the internet connection because I used to go in the verses comment
Absolutely.
section. I used to just be in there cutting up, and so he was pissed.
I used to leave comments in the verses comment section until I realized nobody was seeing my shit. I was like, I don't think nobody's seeing this shit.
You never know.
No.
People see it.
No, shit.
Yeah. I used to be in them comments heavy. I'd be like, where Tony at? And I used to just go in there and just be silly. But Teddy Riley had enough. He was just like, man, you broke.
Shout out to Teddy Riley. Like, we would love to have you on this show. Because my interaction with, I was in New York. I was walking home and I ran into him. And at this point, this is when
you ran into who?
Teddy Riley.
Oh, Teddy Riley.
Right, because of Raising Cane, everybody was like, man, you look like Teddy Riley. Had the flat top and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So after hearing this for so long, I messed around and he was just coming. New York is like that. You just run into people on the street. So he's coming out this restaurant. And we had a whole little powwow. We laughed and exchanged numbers. I don't think we're ever going to speak.
Yeah.
But shout out to Teddy Riley. We'd love to have you on the show, man.
Teddy Riley.
We got to sit down, Mr. Riley.
He's a legend out here, man.
He ain't call you broke.
But yeah.
You ain't do that far. I didn't go that far.
My celebrity interactions, though, have genuinely been, like, cool, I guess. I can't even think of no real like awkward moments or like dust ups or
man, I done had
anything like that in terms of just like, man, such and such was kind of whack. Like nobody comes to mind.
How does one of them days happen?
Oh, okay. So when they announced that the movie was being made, I was like, I want to be in this. You know what I'm saying? SZA and Keke Palmer. I'm a fan of both of them. Big fan of both of them. And so, man, I want to be in this. And so I'm good friends with Robin Thede. I was like, Robin, man, who you know up in there that's doing this?
Right.
And she was like, oh, I can holler at somebody, you know. And I didn't know. I just threw it out there. And then my agent hits me up and was like, hey, they want you to. I didn't even have to audition. They was just like, one of them days, you know, they got a role for you. I was like, let's get it. And so I just did that because I think Robin reached out to Sarita. She's the one that wrote it. And so I was just like, hell yeah. And so that's how that happened.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, because I know I already know, you know, SZA and Keke, so I know them. And so I was just like, you know, but I don't even think they knew that they was just gonna throw me in there. So it was
again, that's the importance of relationships, man.
Yeah.
I be telling people, like, I was talking to my wife the other day, I was like, I wish someone would have told me that when I first got to LA. Like, your talent is number 2.
Right.
Your relationships is what's gonna really keep you working in this business. What's something you wish you would have known when you first got here that you realized later on in your journey?
I wish I would have did stand-up comedy at an earlier age. Like, I wish I would have went forward from the jump. Even further back than that, I wish I would have majored in theater. You know, because I was majoring in secondary education, social studies. So, and then I just did the play, you know, just because, let me, of Mice and Men, let me see. You know, because I didn't think I would like theater. Loved it. And I was just like, I should have majored in theater. I should have really took acting seriously for real, majored in theater. So that's how I got my acting start, was in theater. And so I kept doing plays after that. And then when I did Fences and I was the lead in that play, I was like, man, I need to go to Cali, man. I should have just. So that's my biggest thing, was like, I should have just focused on the craft for real. But I should have did stand up earlier, man, because this is the love. This is the artistic love of my life, in terms of just like what you can do with stand up, how you can do it, how long you can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need all these other moving parts. You don't need a writer. You don't need a producer. You don't need to. You do if you want to do a special, but that's easy work. But in terms of just like getting stuff off the ground, all you need is a stage and audience.
Yeah.
So it was just like, man, I should have did stand up earlier.
What is your relationship like with touring at this point? Because you're out a lot.
Yeah.
And it could be very draining, especially when you
man.
just bought some property.
Yeah, I took a year off of touring. I took 2024 off. Like, I sat down for a whole year because I was just working constantly. And I was just like, let me sit down, man. Let me just sit down for like a year. Because I was constantly just on the road. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
But it was just like, you know, I'd never taken a vacation. Even a year off, I didn't consider it a vacation. I was just like, let me sit down and stay in one place, and, you know. And so that was something I was very mindful in doing. This was before I even bought a house. It was just like, I need to sit down. And so I was just like, I was getting drained. It was just like, And then I felt like I wasn't creating new stuff, and it was just like, all right, let me sit down. Because even when my son passed, he passed August 3rd. I was on the road August 25th.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I finished out that leg of the tour, and then I sat down for 2 months, the first 2 months of that following year, and then I was back on the road again. So it was just like, because I took that 2 months to really just sit and mourn. It was like Wakanda Forever when she finally sat down.
Right.
To really take in what was going on. She didn't do that till the end of the movie.
Did you know how? I'm not to cut you off. Did you know how to mourn?
I didn't know. What I knew was, what I was very mindful of. I was just like, all right, I'm not working to distract me from the pain. I'm just working because it makes me feel good to make people laugh. So I'm just looking for like joy within the pain, and so it makes me feel good to make an audience laugh. So I need to keep doing that while I go through this. And then I knew eventually I'm gonna have to sit down and really just take it without having to, feel the energy of the crowd. That's why I took those 2 months off that following year after I obligated the dates I already had on the calendar.
Right.
And so I was just like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and just take it. And so then, a friend of mine, Shantae, she had lost her husband. And so she was just telling me, like, grief comes in waves.
Yeah.
And so when the waves come, just don't fight it, just take the wave. Just ride that wave out. So when she told me that, I was like, bet. And so whenever I get a wave, I just take it. And so that's how I mourn. I just take the waves as they come, and I don't fight nothing. I just be like, yeah. And then I have my good days and bad, but
what did that situation teach you about yourself?
It taught me that I was able to exist losing a child. Because, any parent in here, when you even think about that, you be like, there's no way I could live after that. I used to think that, when I would see, people that have lost children, they be on the news talking, my son died, and they just be up there talking. I'd be like, how are they able to form a sentence?
Right.
I could never, I would pass away. And then when it happened to us, and then I found myself still living, still thriving. So, we got, other kids, but it was still just like, I'm surprised that I'm able to still laugh, still joke, still feel joy, still exist with that kind of pain. I was like, wow, I'm tougher than I realized. And, that's what opened my eyes the most, because I was just like, damn, I didn't think this was possible. Because, you got to think about your loved ones. They wouldn't want you to shut down. They wouldn't want you to, die off because of their loss. So I think about that. And the fact that my relationship with my son was excellent, that's been the driving force of me dealing with the loss, is that we had a great relationship. If I had any regret, if it was like we had underlying beef, we weren't talking, I never told him I loved him. Like, when people have to carry that burden, that makes the loss that much more profound, where you can't get over it. He was like, man, I should have been there for him. He left here knowing that he was loved by us, and we had a great relationship. The last words were, I love you. So I can sit in that and know that we had a great relationship. That's why I always tell people, like, get right with your family while they're still here. Because if you lose them, God forbid, you're going to be sitting there with the regret and the guilt and the, man, we could have just talked.
We was having a conversation with Takara about those days, the taco days, and it's like, because the boys was always there.
Yeah.
It was like the taco days, the movie trips. It was like, I was doing a playlist of like independent artists, and I would always have him in rotation.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I was just like, man, you appreciate all the memories that you have with them.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because that's what life's all about, memory building. Like, when you think about how you go through life, you think about the memories that you built, even if it's career, family, whatever. And so as a parent, you want to establish memories with your children. Because when they grow up, when they start dating, they start meeting new friends, and they talking about their life, they talk about their parents. They be like, yo, my dad used to always do this. He used to take us here. We went here. When they get to know a person that they're interested in romantically, you always going to talk about the family. What's your family life like? Oh,
right.
My dad. And you always want to make sure that you created some great memories. And you never want to be the seed of trauma for your kids. You never want to be that seed.
Right.
The origin story of their trauma as a parent.
Yeah.
Because you meet so many people. Why are you like this? my dad. You know what I'm saying? My mom never gave me the love I needed, so I look for it elsewhere.
I've told my wife that. I'm like, we don't want to be like, if we ever going through something, it's like we want to make sure that we're not the root of her childhood trauma.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a fact.
That's important, man.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with that, I can look back at, you know, how we raised the Baker boys, and was just like, they had great memories. They had, you know, and we liked them. A lot of family members don't like each other.
Right.
You know, you love so and so, but do you like them? You
like them.
You know what I'm saying? And so I've always liked my kids, and so it just made the love that much more organic and real and long lasting, because I liked them. Like, you know, when you watch your kids in the room, you be like, man, I like this guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can't always say that about our family members.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Even the parents, you be like, your mom be in the room, you be like, God, I love her, but God damn.
Yeah,
you know? When I look at my family, I'll be like, I like y'all.
What's your happiest moment you can recall with your boys?
There's so many, man. Like, you know, during the holidays, we did this extravagant like Christmas setup to where you can track Santa on the thing, on the internet, the Santa tracker.
Yep.
We had the fake snow outside because it was Cali, fake snow. So we had these little footprints where it looked like deer was out there. So we did the whole shebang, like the deer footprints. We track and say, y'all better go to bed, man. Santa's coming in hot from Greenland. You know what I'm saying? So those moments, like, you know, all the times we used to go to Costco, like after I pick them up from school, we would go hang out at Costco, get the free samples, get a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
You know, the game nights we would have, you know, I would drag them to my game nights, and we would have fun playing Taboo and stuff like that. Me and the Baker boys, we were in Portland. I was performing at the comedy club out there. I forget the name of it because they closed down now.
Yeah,
but I had a
know
weekend
you're talking
out
about
there.
Nick used to run that.
Yeah, and so we was out there in Portland together, the three of us. So we were staying at the condo, and it had an ice storm that weekend. And so we couldn't even do the last show that weekend because cars were literally sliding down the road. I couldn't even get a lift to pick us up. And so we outside playing in the ice, like sliding down the block, and like, you know what I'm saying? That same trip we went to the Nike headquarters because we knew a guy, and you know, and so that whole weekend was just fantastic. So memories like that, and even with Serene in particular, he came with me to Hawaii when we were doing the Real Comedians tour the second time, and we had a show in Hawaii. And he came. Sincere didn't want to come because he was like, man, I got the homework. I got a project. man, watch out, man.
Sincere about that business.
Yeah, man. You handling
that work
business.
done, yeah.
Oh, you putting your schoolwork ahead of the good times? And so Serene came out there to Hawaii with me, and like, you know, we just had a great time out there. And so we took photos out there. We was riding the bikes at night. It was just like a great, you know, memory build organically, like, you know what I'm saying? And so those moments are just like, you know, stuff that'll always just be locked in.
All right, man. We got a game on this show.
Okay.
Called Kill It or Let Live.
I love games, man.
Okay, man.
Let the games begin.
I'm going to throw out a topic, and
Okay.
you're going to say whether we should kill it, you're not messing with it, or let it live. It's all good.
Okay.
Kill it or let live. You get to experience time travel.
Okay.
You're even known as the inventor of time travel.
Oh, okay. I'm Doc Brown.
Hey, man. But the only time period you get to explore is slavery.
Kill it or let live. Let's get to it.
I'm going to kill it, man. I ain't going to be watching my people suffer, man.
But it's time travel.
But I'm going to go back there and see it. Wait, now I can't intervene in any way, right?
Yeah, sure.
You can be on your Nat Turner
You can be on your Nat Turner.
Oh.
or you can stay on down
Oh,
here.
well, that's different. So I can go in and out of this as much as I want.
Yeah. You could be changing the future.
You know what? I might let it live because I might keep showing up. I would just have to do my research in the future about when people got lynched, when stuff happened historically, and I would show up before.
Damn, that might be a movie. God
The
damn.
Klan's coming. Y'all need to get out. I'm going to stay here. I got the rifles, and I'm going to be armed. And I'm going to just be taking...
What kind of gun is that?
Yeah, I'm coming in with guns from the future.
that little Tito.
Yeah.
What is this?
I'm going to alter history for sure. Though.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of people that they not gonna get their hands on.
You're a superhero.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And I'm gonna be killing bigots.
Kill it. Here we go. Kill it or let live. You
Yeah.
have 100 million followers on every platform.
Okay.
But you gotta wear a dress in a Tyler Perry film.
I'm killing it.
100 million followers. 100 million followers.
Cause it ain't gonna be organic to me, man.
I mean,
I'm gonna be in the dress dead inside. I'm gonna be in the dress dead inside, dog. No. No.
okay.
Kill it.
All right. Okay. You want to be that way.
Not that there's anything wrong with wearing a dress comedically. It's low-hanging comedic fruit, but, you know, we respected it when it was Shanae.
We did.
And Wanda.
We had no issue, you know what I'm saying?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
But Mrs. Doubtfire is one of the best comedies around.
That's it. I showed my daughter that about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Kill it or let live. A one-night stand comes to you and says she's pregnant. Kill it or let live.
Oh, dang.
One night stand.
One night stand, huh? One and done.
And she said, I'm pregnant. Kill it or let live.
And it's mine.
It's yours, yours.
Shot through the vasectomy.
That through the
That
vasectomy.
nigga jumped.
Man. That child was destined to be here, man. I'm gonna let it live.
You gonna let it live.
Yeah.
Tony's a good man. I got two more. Kill it or let live. The movie Sinners not winning Best Picture or Best Director at the Oscars.
Oh man, that's what's gonna happen.
I know, I feel it.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I want to kill it because I think that's the best picture of the year.
Over one after another?
Yeah.
Now, okay, so here's my take on that.
Okay.
I think One Battle After Another is the better movie. I feel like
Why?
Just me watching it from beginning to end, I was locked and tapped in from beginning to end.
Even with story, script wise, and how it's shot.
Yeah,
the whole
how
The
Shot
cinematics
story,
on
cinematic.
Shore is crazy.
But
It was.
I
especially the
do
end.
feel Ryan Coogler should win Best Director because that was his initial vision all the way into completion. So if you listen to any interviews with Paul Thomas Anderson, a lot of that was improv. A lot of that was Benicio and Leonardo DiCaprio. They didn't even have an official ending.
Oh,
so
okay.
a lot of that was like improv that it was kind of doing that helped make that movie as great as it was. But Ryan Coogler wrote that shit and was like, this is the vision, executed that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I feel like he deserves Best Director.
That's a great point.
Yeah. And over Marty too.
I haven't seen
Oh, yeah.
Marty. I haven't seen Marty
Absolutely.
Supreme.
I saw Marty Supreme. It was good.
It was,
Oscars love a little stressful ass movie, man. Because it's uncut gems just with ping pong and
That's
period
what-
pieces.
1,000% uncut.
It's the same energy.
Don't tell me the ending though.
Yeah.
No.
that's it.
It's the
Okay.
same energy.
Yeah.
Timothy did great in it, but it's
But
the
I
same energy.
don't have it best picture. I had, but he should definitely be in the nod for the Oscar because
Who, Tim?
Yeah,
He was great in that.
He was great.
Yeah, but I feel you on what you said. That's a great point.
Yeah.
I would love for Ryan to get Best Director.
Yeah, me too. This is my last one. Kill it or let live.
Yeah.
I want to know how you feel on this. Kill it or let live. Balding men going to Turkey for hair implants.
Oh, I'm killing it, man. Just be bald, man. Just take the L. I'm looking at all you lusciously haired individuals on this show. Everybody cropped up. You know what I'm saying? I've been like, luckily I've never cared about hair though.
Oh, well, there you have it.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But you got the right. You got to see. You got to
I
have
was
a right
blessed with
shape.
the
The
yeah.
shape
That's
yeah.
true.
gotta
I was
be-
blessed with the shape, but I never was passionate about my hair ever.
Wow.
So once it tapped out, I was like, well,
Bye.
I wish it didn't grow at all, so I wouldn't have to shave so often.
Oh, yeah.
I wish it was just gone,
Yeah.
smooth headed up top.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, man.
Top 5. I was gonna go top 5 rappers, but I feel like I know your top 5. I know.
You don't know my top 5? Who would you
Nas.
say is my top 5?
Nas,
Yep.
Ghostface.
Nope. Sometimes he would be in there, but nah.
Nas.
But that was Nas for sure. Nas
It's
is my favorite rapper.
Nas, and Nas.
No,
All right.
no comment in there.
but
No.
other one
But
was
it is in my top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say Common, I would say. Yeah.
no Ghostface. I thought Ghostface was your favorite.
He was
rapper.
like, he would come in and fit. I would change my 5th spot all the time.
Okay.
So I got a solid 5th now.
All right. Let me tell you, the other option was top 5 most influential people from Chicago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Most influential.
If you got the
people
5 for rappers, let's do them both. You knock them
Okay.
out?
Any order on the Chicago people. Oprah.
I didn't even know she was from Chicago.
I don't know if she's originally,
I don't
but she
think
was
so.
rooted in Chicago heavily for
Yeah, that's
mad
good.
long.
Okay, that's-
Yeah, she was from Chicago. Yep. Say it. Yep. Go ahead. You got to say it.
Robert Kelly.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He gave it just a look.
That's not the one I was going with. I was going with the other one. Go with the other one.
Yeah, I feel you.
The other very.
I feel you. Yeah. Hey, man.
Hey, listen, man.
He's a legend now.
Listen,
Kanye West.
There you go.
Why these Chicago niggas gotta be fucking up, man?
Yeah. No, I mean, those are two well-qualified people that deserve to be on that list.
That is
sure.
on the list.
Yeah.
Crazy. Al Capone.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Damn.
That's right.
New
He's
York.
not originally from Chicago, but he
Yeah, go, that works.
he became legendary in Chicago.
Yeah, New York, take that.
Yeah. And
No MJ, no Bernie, no.
MJ. I might have to put MJ in there.
MJ is from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Now you gonna say where he from. Wait a minute now. Or Bernie.
So if I do got Oprah in there, I could.
Yeah.
Because Michael Jordan is just the most legendary basketball player that ever lived.
Yeah.
You know, not to get into the LeBron Jordan
we ain't got to
debate,
do that.
but in terms of how he changed sports.
Yes, he is the
I
GOAT.
always say this: LeBron wears Jordan number.
Yeah.
People got to cut the shit with this. I love LeBron. LeBron wears Jordan number.
Yeah.
That automatically lets you know who is supreme.
Michael
Okay.
Jordan is the GOAT. LeBron just happened to have the greatest basketball career ever.
When I
Greatest
said,
basketball career.
That's
I
it.
could-
It's
yeah.
20 years, no
That's pretty
major
good.
injuries.
I could go with
averaging
that.
the same. Yeah, it's just like, yeah.
but Michael Jordan was something else.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
something
for
else.
sure.
He is the idea. He
Yeah.
is.
It was just something else, and I don't want to get into the back and forth again, but because once you say Jordan, you old, and we're like, well, you young. You didn't see Jordan in real time,
Yeah, with Jordan's on.
right?
We've seen both.
We seen both,
Yeah.
and that's why you got to give it to people that have been around to see both and see the impact in real time.
Yeah.
Not just looking at highlights, not just be like they played plumbers. No, the fuck they didn't.
Right.
So if we can include Jordan,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we got Al Capone, we got Jordan, we got Oprah.
All right.
He said, "Yeah," and Robert.
Yeah, because they're homegrown Chicago. Even though Kanye was born in Atlanta, but it was like he was raised in Chicago.
Top 5 real quick. What
Top
was
5
it?
rappers?
Yeah, what was it?
Nas, Black Thought, Common, Andre, Jay-Z.
My nigga. Go.
They got Jay in there.
My nigga. That's a
Yeah.
Jay-Z was always the one flip-flopping with Ghost.
That's
Nah,
a,
But
man.
Jay is solidified now.
Yeah,
That's
he
a
is,
fact.
man. Good job,
Yeah.
man.
Great
I love
People
you.
always say your top 5 is biased. I got a lot of different regions in there.
Yeah, man. I love you,
I
man.
got Chicago, I got Philly, I got New York, and I got Atlanta.
Yeah, me and you go back and forth about Jay all the time, man. I'm glad you
Jay
came
is
on.
fantastic.
He's-
I feel like he's getting a lot of hate for some reason lately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jay-Z?
Yeah.
I think because of that situation of the situation.
Yeah. Anything they can put him in, they trying to.
Yeah, I feel like y'all downplaying this man right here.
If it could be exactly how you want it, you are killing it career-wise. What does it look like? Movies, TV, touring. What does it look like?
Right now, the ultimate kill it for me is if I can sell out a venue fast without having to do my own promo all the time. That's the. If I could just be like, hey y'all, I'm in New York,
Boom.
yeah.
and it's sold out in hours.
I feel
That's the
same way.
level of killing I want to reach.
That's-
All the
that
movie
ain't
stuff
bad.
would be
Yeah.
great. That's
Cheers to
cool.
that
But I'm
one.
still dependent on other people all the time.
Yeah.
The ultimate killing for me, I'm in Chicago, April 5th.
Line wrapped around.
Posted
out.
that video at noon. It's sold out by 5 p.m.
That's a fact.
Every time I do that, that's when I feel like
Yeah, sold
killing
out.
it.
Nice.
I agree 1,000%.
Absolutely.
with
that's
that,
the ultimate
bro.
goal for me.
I
That's
agree
solid.
1,000%.
Very solid.
Hey man, we done did it, man. We done did it. Hey
good
man,
day.
appreciate you tapping in with the culture.
For
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, comment, subscribe. Follow Tony Baker on all platforms.
Please.
Is it Tony Baker or Tony Baker Comedy?
It's Tony Baker on IG. It's Tony Baker Comedy Real on TikTok because somebody had my damn name. That's why I don't be going over there.
That is a disrespectful
Yeah, man.
long
It's too
ass
much you
name.
gotta add
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Watch out.
Hey man, we appreciate you. We've been your host, Justin Hyers.
London Brown.
BT Kingsley.
And this has been the one and only Tony,
Tony
Baker.
Baker.
Yeah.
Man, LLCB, baby.
We're killing it.